Awesome. Hi guys, welcome to our weekly minute to skim it. Sorry, stuttered there a little bit. We've got Mr. Robert here, Commander King, and as always, Ethan McEwen. Actually, not always. I think I missed the last 2 weeks or week. But we're here to give you guys the new update on some of the cool comics and the big events that are happening right now. It's gonna be big stuff. It is. It's a bit. I like to think it's a bit tenanty. Probably not, but it's my own ego. I can do what I want. Okay, so I guess we'll just get started right away.
Okay, I'm Robert, and I have 2 books this week. First is Jupiter's Circle. If you were a fan of Mark Millar's run on Jupiter's Legacy, that was about a set of superheroes. This is about their parents. Set in the 50s and 60s, Hoover and all that good stuff. All kinds of odd things going on in the art style. Makes it look like an old comic. It's great. Typical Miller stuff. If you're a fan of his work, you will love it. But this is my highlight of the week, is Rebels. If you are a history buff, if you just love really good stories, pick this book up. It's essentially an American Revolutionary War story. Okay, it's about this one particular soldier who begins. He's very young. He's with his dad. His dad is teaching him how to shoot and stuff like that. And you can tell this is setting up for something big. If you are a fan of Brian Wood's work on The Massive, you will love this book. Do not miss this. This will go very quickly, much like Lady Killers did for Dark Horse.
Hi, it's Commander King again. I've got 2 really cool books to show you today. The first one is James Patterson, Max Ride First Flight. James Patterson, as you know, writes a lot of novels aimed at the YA crowd. This follows along this vein. It's really great. You don't have to have read any of those novels to appreciate this book. It kind of gives you some back history in snippets. It's about a group of young people who are obviously raised in some kind of school environment in which they were genetically manipulated. They all have, looks like mechanical wings. And they encounter these creatures that were part of that group, kind of look like werewolves, really giant guys. They come after them. It's really cute banter amongst the kids, just enough to be able to let you know what their powers are outside of having the wings. Kind of ends up with them being chased and away from their safe place. So, and one of the main characters gets abducted. So it's important to read. Great art, really good book. Don't miss this one. But the really cool one has me very intrigued. Welcome back, Todd McFarlane. So he writes this book. I kind of want to show you the art style because some of it is just so stunning. This woman's face is beautiful. She is a reporter, kind of is all from her frame of reference. It starts with a little snippet that's 6 months before the main action of the book. The main action is this giant, horrific air crash, and one man survives. So the intriguing part is he, as indicated by the title, Savior? Is he God, or does he have some kind of special miraculous powers? Why did he survive the crash? It doesn't get into a whole bunch about the crash, just that you know he survives only, or at least that's the only one you see. I think it's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to future issues, so thanks Todd for writing a cool book.
Hello viewers, my name is Ethan McEwen, and I have less comics than the other people who just interviewed, but it's a really big one. It's Deadpool! Now, many of you guys know and have heard that this is the issue that Ethan guys actually called The Death of Deadpool. It's kind of sad-ish for me. I love Deadpool, but it's extremely good. It's now it's $10. I know you're like, holy cow, that's $10 for a comic, but it is so thick. It's really, really big. It's jam-packed full of stuff, and it's going to be hard for me to like jam-pack this into a minute worth of review. But so the first half of the comic is brilliant. For all you people who have been following Deadpool, you know that crazy stuff has been happening. He has realized he has his daughter, and these people are trying to kill him because he's helped out S.H.I.E.L.D., and they don't like that happening apparently. I don't want to give out too much, but pretty much at the very beginning, it's him in an all-out war against, shoot, what are they called again? Ultimatum. Ultimatum. And he just starts wiping out tons of people. And it's ridiculously mind-blowing. I mean, you can see how full of hatred and revenge he is at this point. You guys are going to love the massive carnage and how he just tends to do that and make it hilarious. Really, really good, and then it kind of ends and blows your mind a little bit. Like, I stopped and was shocked for a couple minutes. But then the second half is all kind of 4 or 5 stories that all deal with Deadpool somehow, but he's not the main character of it. And they're kind of all memorial stories, kind of his friends and things, like them showing appreciation for Deadpool, I guess. And it all ends, the very last story is one big roast on Deadpool. Really, really crazy, awesome. The fun stories in the back are brilliantly written. I think there's actually multiple writers for this book, like tons. I mean, you could see all those names. It's ridiculous. A lot of people jumped on board for this. He has a tie-in for Secret Wars in May, but it's like the old Secret Wars. So he may not be getting a title that's just him directly afterwards, but you'll guarantee he'll have one eventually when the movie comes out. So don't get too sad. Still, buy the comic because it's brilliant, and that's all I have for you this week.